The work that Kristen is doing, both at the chamber and in the wind collaboration, is fantastic. I've actually had the opportunity to go down there and talk to some of the kids as young as middle school. And they are training these kids, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, to think about careers in wind-related industries. And I think that's fantastic. So thank you for your sponsorship and for your support. In this regard, offshore wind, the industry is being born right here. There is no industry in America except the industry that's right here in Rhode Island. Probably the people in this room, certainly myself, there'll never be another time in our lifetime where an entire industry is being born in our state. And in order to make the most of that, everybody has to dig in. And so thank you, Kristen, and all of you are here. It's everybody. It's in our schools, it's in our higher education system, it's in the way we do employment, it's commerce, to create the most jobs, and frankly, push as hard and as fast as we can to create more clean wind-powered energy. So as you can, I couldn't be more excited, and I want to thank you. A few other people I want to thank. I know Rep. Knight and Rep. Cortvin are here. You guys are great supporters in the legislature for helping us fight climate change, so thank you both for your leadership. Take a second to thank my own team. Secretary Pryor is here. Thank you, Stefan, for your work. Director Coit, a fabulous Director Coit is here. And I have to say, Carol Grant is here, hiding in the back. Carol has turned OER over to Nick. They've been a dynamic duo. No one ever really leaves the team, Carol. Just so you know, you're in a different role on the team. But anyway, in a couple minutes I'll sign an executive order, and all the work that is behind that came from this team here. So thank you guys. So bad news is climate change is real, urgent, closing in on us. My children are afraid. You know, my kids were at the State of the State the other night. My son, who's 13, he's like, "Mom, you gotta do more. You gotta do more." So even they know. Good news is, Rhode Island's a leader in the fight against climate change. And today is about maintaining our leadership position and pushing ourselves to do more and go faster, because that's necessary. Why do I say we're a leader? A few things that most of you here know, but I think it bears repeating because a lot of you here did the work that made it possible. Rhode Island's consistently ranked 3rd best state in America, 3rd in America, for energy efficiency. That's a big deal. As I go around my house and shut the lights off, I say to the kids, the cleanest energy is the energy you don't use. They're like, we are sick of hearing that. It's fine, shut the lights off. We brought solar power to state buildings and former brownfield sites. Janet knows a lot about that. And as, of course, we all know, becoming the hub for offshore wind. 3 years ago, at an event similar to this, I set a goal. At that time, 3 years ago, I said that we were going to, by the end of this year, 2020, increase our clean energy production tenfold. And I remember vividly at that time, when we were talking about 1,000 megawatts, Carol Grant was nervous. It was too ambitious. By the end of this year, we will have exceeded that goal. By the way, in the process of doing that, we have created thousands of jobs. In our economy, we have more than 16,000 jobs in Rhode Island in the clean energy economy. By the way, it's one of the fastest growing areas of our economy. We've had a 74% increase in jobs in the green sector since I've been governor. There's no other industry for which we can say a 74% increase. By the way, you don't have to take my word for it. Look around this room. I mean, just look around this room. I know all of you. Some of you are in the solar field and putting people to work in the solar field. Some of you, Orsted and Vineyard are here. You're obviously in the offshore wind facility. Charlie is a supplier in a way with the boats. Blount is here. Like, the trades are here. You know, think about all the jobs that we are creating. Electricians, engineers, undersea jobs, undersea ocean jobs, building the boats, servicing the boats, operating engineers. I mean, this is it. So the reason that we're moving faster to fight climate change is because we have to save our planet. But we're going to create tens of thousands of jobs in the process. There are some who say Rhode Island doesn't have a role in this. It's a national issue. That could not be more wrong. And I also know the Trump administration isn't going to do anything about it. Because they're part of that same group. Oh, there's nothing we can do about it, and it's not a big problem anyway. That's wrong. It's factually wrong, scientifically wrong, economically wrong, and morally wrong. So, if you agree with me that it's time to do the right and ethical and economic and moral thing, and to position Rhode Island as a leader, and to create thousands and thousands of jobs in the process, in the trades, in industry, then join me today in getting behind a new goal. In 5 minutes or so, I'm going to sign an executive order to set Rhode Island on the course to be the first state in America to be 100% powered by renewable energy by 2030, the end of this decade. I'm also looking at Carol, and she's still nervous. Can we hit that goal? But I think we can. I know we can. If we say we can, and we all get behind it and hold my job, I've learned as governor, the great power of governor is to be the convener. I cannot achieve this goal on my own, not even close. But if I set the goal and run a thoughtful process to get there, and if all of you guys and all of your sectors are behind me as a system, as a state, we're going to get there. The last time I set a goal, at that time, it was a reach goal, and I knew that, but we achieved it, we surpassed it. This time we're setting a goal. I know it's ambitious. It's the most ambitious in America. I believe we'll get there. Technology will play a key role in it, right? The technology in 5 years from now will be even better than it is today in order to enable that. And so if we set this ambitious goal, the theory behind it is we'll go find the technology that makes it work. We'll change the way we do business. We'll change our job training programs. We'll embrace offshore wind. We'll race faster to the deadline. So that's why we're doing this. I'm committed to it. My administration is committed to it. And I believe this will be the decade that we transform in Rhode Island electricity production and make it 100% clean. And I know it's within our grasp. So I'm going to turn it over to Nick. By the way, Nick's going to do a lot of the work to make this possible. The first step in doing this, there's another thing that I'm very, very proud of about our administration. It's all very fact-based. This is tough stuff, and we're going to do it in a serious way. The first steps is to get some consultants, look at the science of it, and come up with a real plan and say, what are the interventions that are going to get us there? And so I'm psyched. This is real. I want to thank you. Every one of you has to help us out to make this happen in your own way. And I would ask you to not only welcome Nick, but get behind him and help him and support him. It's a tall order, but we're up to it. So, Nick,